We must admit that death is something dreadful and dreary that we need to overcome and embrace in order to have a graceful exit in going back to the Father. Let us enumerate the reasons and causes of death. We have old age or natural death, illness, accident, suicide, or different forms of killing. So, our dear viewers, let us once again learn from Bishop Rene Mayugba how the family let go of the pain of losing a loved one and vice versa. Let us learn from him and see the beauty of death and dying. And that according to Saint Francis, it is in dying that we gain eternal life. So, welcome Father, our Bishop, to Talk Life channel at Life Library. So, good morning po. Thank you for responding to my invitation. It's such an honor to have you here at Life Library. So, ayan Father, Father Bishop, you can now greet our viewers and subscribers. At siguro pwede nyo na pong batiin yung mga parishioners ninyo sa Lawag. Although they might not be able to join us today because they are not yet members, pwede po sigurong i-invite natin sila na i-subscribe ang Talk Life channel at Life Library para po mapanood tayo later sa YouTube. And of course, to be a part of Talk Library. So, bumati na po kayo, Bishop, and you may, of course, introduce yourself further.
Yeah, thank you, Esme. I am so honored and happy to be featured in your Life Library. And I want to greet everybody who are members of this Life Library, although you are touching because of this beautiful program of inspiring people to go on with life, even in this most difficult of circumstances, where we are all we're all living under the shadow of COVID-19. And yes, my book, my book with my sister, Going Home to the Father, was really where we were dealing with the experience of death in our family, and we realized that for almost over 10 years, we were still going back and forth. Every time we would meet, naaalala namin yung mga yumaong, aming mga magulang. And so finally, my sister and I said, why don't we write a book on death? And so he came up with this Going Home to the Father. And I like to say it is very timely because, well, tulad ng sabi mo, during this time, it is a topic that for the longest time, nobody would like to talk about. Ay, sino nga ba naman gusto pag-usapan ng kamatayan? And because it's a morbid topic, it is something that you do not normally talk about. Pero at this time, we cannot avoid but face the prospect, the inevitable reality of sooner or later, we ourselves or one of our loved ones is going to die, is going home to the Father. Now, a little more note on myself as me. I still look back to to the year I was with you there in Anda Institute. And I'm so proud of you and all your batchmates, your classmates. I actually reach out to Lily, to Bless, Cecile, and I told them, why don't you join us at the Life Library? Were they able to contact you?
Yes. Yes, Bishop, I invited them, but maybe later on they will join. Yes, we will be having later on a online reunion. Yeah, I am
Yeah,
working
so
for that.
invite me for the
So,
online reunion. All right.
yes, yes,
Well,
Bishop.
I'm
So,
here now
thank
in
you,
the
Bishop.
yes, I'm now here in the Diocese of
Yes,
Lawag. I've been here for 8 years now. I'm almost 9 years here, and I wish to invite any of our the parishioners or members in the Diocese of Lawag, but especially our friends in Manila, in Pangasinan, in Anda in special way. I'd like to greet them if you
yes,
have our yung kababayan mo dyan, and of course you're in Bolinao right now. My greetings to you, to your family, to your friends, and to library in general. Now, perhaps I was a priest of the diocese of Archdiocese of Lingayen, Dagupan before I was assigned here in Nawag. And perhaps as we can now you can begin. I would like our presentation to be more like a talk show. You ask some question, then
yes,
we will go along the way.
yes, Bishop. Okay, so before we continue, Bishop, I would like to greet first our, of course, those who are with us today with their, some greetings. So a greeting, of course, from Coach Gregoria Cativa Verata. She's greeting, good morning. Same is true with Jessica Rabacho. Bumabati din po. We have also Coach Wing Tuazon and Ma'am Annabel Reyes. Ayan po, nandito po Bishop si Annabel. Annabel
Abel, what are
Reyes
you? How are
sa
you?
Vietnam po. Yeah, and of course,
Yes.
Coach Brand Bong. Okay, we have
Ah,
also
Bo.
some viewers kasi hindi na rin sila nagpo-comment. So sana mag-comment po kayo. Mag-comment kayo sa ating comment box para po mabasa namin yung inyong mga comments. Si Brad Bong po,
Yes.
bumabati din po. So,
Yes.
Bishop, kasi ang una kong tanong, kasi alam nyo, when you said your topic is going back to the Father, ako din sabi ko, ala, parang ayaw yatang pag-usapan ito ng mga tao. Ito kasi yung topic na minsan yung kamatayan, syempre takot pag-usapan ng mga tao, di po ba? Ito yung topic na pag sabi ko, paghandaan ko na, ano kaya pag ako namatay? Ikaw naman, madam, ba't mo sinasabi yan? Sabi ko, of course, we really need to accept that kasi death is inevitable and death is really something to be prepared for. So ito, Father, what inspired you to write your book, Going Home to the Father, and how would you describe and define death?
All right. Yes, very nice. Well, death is a reality, as we all know. In my book, I describe death as a topic that we try to. It's real, but we try to put on the back of our minds. We do not want to put it right in front of us because our concern is about life. Buhay, ayan ang ating pinagkakakitaan. We need to make our lives meaningful, productive. Ang ating concern is about living in this world. And then in the process, however, we realize that life here on earth is very short. It's temporary. But life here on earth is not the end of life. There is a life hereafter. And that life hereafter begins with death. And actually, when we talk about death, we are actually talking about continuing our life after our life here on earth. So there's another book or a phrase that is slowly being popularized, and it is life after life, which is, of course, life after death, or better referred to as life after life. And I remember kasi my sister and I, our father, when he died, before he died, he had always been teaching us what is important is to prepare for death because there is something
Yes.
more than life here on earth. So when he passed away, when he was in the agonies of his dying, we were there and hindi kami natatakot. And we were wondering ourselves with my sister, with my siblings, why are not we afraid of death? Well, it was because my father had taught us when he was strong and alive, he told us that we must be prepared for death at all times. When it was his turn to die, we knew he had prepared himself long before the actual death. He had been already befriending death, kung tawagin. I remember my father telling my mother, tapos na ang ating mga anak, napag-aral na natin silang lahat. And they are now in their careers, they are enjoying life, they are now successful. We have completed our mission. Now, what is remaining is we go home now to the Father. So his words, the title of my book was actually borrowed already from my father, was talking to us about it already. Moreover, we are Christians. And in fact, we are in the season exactly of Easter, which is a celebration of life, which is a celebration made possible because there was death. Una, namatay si Jesus Christ. But after his death was his resurrection. And that is what we are celebrating during Easter. At the heart of our fear of death actually, bakit tayo takot sa kamatayan? Kasi akala natin yung kamatayan is the end. But hindi po, it is not really the end. It is just the end of one dimension of life, which is life here on earth, but it is also a beginning of a new dimension, which is after death. And yun ang misteryo na kaya lang nating tanggapin pag meron tayong paniniwala o pananampalataya. It is difficult to confront or face death if one does not believe in a life hereafter. Kaya po, yung mga may faith are people who can understand, who can be able to overcome that. Otherwise, pag hindi ka naniniwala sa life after life, there's meaning for me to, there would not be any meaning to life as well. But if one believes that there is a life hereafter, one is easier, one can deal more easily with death.
Yes. Thank you, Bishop, for that enlightenment. Yeah, kasi ako din in my life, although as a Christian, of course, that's really what we are preparing for. Siyempre, alam natin, so hindi naman ganoon talaga kahirap na tanggapin. Both, di po ba, Bishop, both parties, doon sa, sabi nga natin, to the one living, yung paalis, and to the one living, yung iiwanan, yung nabubuhay. But then, when I read your book, mas lalo akong na-enlighten na yung Christian belief ko na dati na hindi dapat kinakatakutan ang kamatayan, that life really here on earth is a journey in going back to the Father. Na yun nga po yung sabi ninyo na everything that we do here on earth should be something towards the direction to the house of the Father. So parang mas lalo akong na-enlighten na sabi ko, hindi naman talaga dapat katakutan ng kamatayan. Kasi if we really want to be with God, if we believe, sabi niyo nga that there is an eternal life, kailangan lahat tayo mamatay. Kasi pag hindi tayo mamamatay dito sa ating hiram na buhay, hindi natin makakamit ang buhay na walang hanggan. So yun nga lang, how we are going to work for that life. It's the working now that is in our hands. Yung paano natin ngayon isasagawa ito para naman makarating tayo doon sa ating paruroonan. So, thank you, Bishop, for that. So, my next question, Bishop, is what were your personal experiences? Although parang nabanggit nyo na, enhance na lang siguro kasi something like what are your personal experiences in losing people who are close to you? And how did you prepare things to make light and easy for the one who is departing and to you and to your family who are being left. Ayan. So the living, sabi ko, and the living. Ayan.
Yes.
Bishop.
All right. Before I answer that, since you're very much a person in love with literature, remember there's also another line that I believe I also taught you then. I walk this earth but once. Any good I can therefore do, let me do it now, for I shall never walk this way again. Emily Dickinson. So, living life,
Yes.
preparing for death is about living a good life here on earth. Living a good life is always thinking of what good will I leave behind. Yung tayo natatakot na mamatay pag we realize na wala pala tayong may iiwanan na pag in our lives have been doing something good, we will be happy to go home to report because meron tayong legacy. We are going to leave behind something that maaalala nila kahit wala na tayo. So that's of doing something good to leave behind. Pag wala kang maiiwanan na kabutihan, nakakatakot mamatay. Pero if you have already done something good, it is easier to die. May I just recently I was watching a documentary on Gina Lopez. We remember with her advocacy
Yes.
on environment, and she died a few couple of years ago. But she died, and his life was her death was so meaningful because she had left behind a life that we will remember, her advocacy for environment. So ganun po, life or death becomes meaningful when one has lived a life where one can say, I am leaving behind good and happy memories. People I have helped, if I have done something good in this world, I die at peace. I die happy. So in my experience of deaths, both in my family and people I know, people I have encountered, uh, I've always seen that people who are happy or comfortable dying are the same people who have been very good, have been giving their lives to others. And these people who have dedicated their lives for others die with meaning and die, well, it's painful, but they die more at peace. Whereas, exactly, pag marami kang regrets, when a person has too many regrets, parang maraming hindi pa nagagawa sa buhay, ay mahirap mamatay. Nag-bargain yung tao, one would say, Lord, give me more time. Meaning, hindi pa niya nagawa kasi ang kanyang mga mission. But when a person has been doing faithfully his or her mission, that is, meron siyang tinatanim na buhay, being able to share his or her life to others, death is less fearful. Now, to those who will be left behind, ang maganda, let's start with the beautiful thing, for a family to lose a loved one, a family cannot be too afraid of death if they know that the person who's going home to the Father, they're assured na total itong kapatid natin na ito ay talaga naman na naging tapat siya, naging he's ready for death. He's ready to meet the Lord. It is natatakot tayo na watching a person who is going to die na alam natin hindi pa ready. But if the person who is dying is ready to die, even those watching are more at peace. It is very painful when you know that the one who is going to die is not ready to meet the Jesus Christ. Pang yung judgment day has come. Para bang, alam mo, we are in the education field, no? When there is an examination, lalo na pag yung surprise quiz, surprise test.
Yes.
Pag hindi ka ready, ay
Yes.
takot ka. Pero if you're a regular, nag-aaral ka araw-araw, kahit pa may sudden quiz, okay, you're ready. Yeah, because you're ready to face.
Yes.
Meron ka mga answers. Pero pag galabantin ka lang, hindi ka naman nag-aaral, no? Pag binigla kang bring out the one piece paper, ay naku, takot ka. Why? Because you're not ready. So it's about being ready for judgment before God. So that's on the part of the dying as well as on the part of those na who are going to. Now, on top of that, if the person you love is going to die and you know na ibigay mo naman na lahat ang dapat para yung pagmamahal mo na ipamalas mo na sa taong mamamatay na, panatag ang loob mo. And this is exactly the pain and the difficulty of many of us, especially pag marami sa ating mga kababayan, they have to go abroad, for instance, para maghanap buhay. When they leave, pwedeng maiwanan nila ang kanilang mga magulang o mga mahal sa buhay, and then hindi na nila madatnan na buhay. Ano ang regret nila? Ay naku, hindi ko pa naipakita yung aking pagmamahal. The regret is, I have failed to love this person. So kaya napakahalaga that before a loved one departs, goes home to the Father, you have the opportunity to show or tell this person how much you love this person. Sabi, in the family, hindi kami nahirapan nung namatay ang aming mga magulang because we were blessed with the opportunity that during their old age, lahat kami were given the chance to take care of them. To their love. Yun ang mahirap eh. When a loved one dies and you feel hindi mo pa naipakita lahat ng gusto mong ipamalas na pagmamahal at papasalamat sa mahal mo sa buhay na mawawala na. So that is the pain that the fear that baka kunin ang isang mahal mo sa buhay na hindi mo pa nasabi, hindi mo pa naipakita yung pagmamahal.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you, Bishop. So that's very true. Sorry. That's true, Bishop, kasi that happens to me. When my mother died, in my previous episode, nabanggit ko yan, that I had a poem, I wrote a poem, I Forgive Me. Kasi when my mother died, parang I had my self-guilt dahil wala nga ako nung namatay yung mother ko. She was fighting for her survival in her life. I was also in the city fighting for my survival. How will I be able to live naman? So, ganun pala yung Bishop. Matagal kong dala-dala yung guilt na I was the only one. I was the only child who was not there beside her. And siguro hindi naman ganun nagalit yung mother ko, pero sa akin na lang yun. Lalo na po kasi Bishop yung umalis ako na ayaw niya. Kasi nga, sabi niya, I was still too young, the city is too dangerous, but still because I wanted to really pursue my dream, achieve my dream, talagang, sinuway ko ang aking ina. So, ang hirap po sa dibdib yung ganun. It's true. Na maganda talaga, kahit mahirap kasi the fact na nung sinabi daw na nasaan ako at nung sinabing darating na, saka siya po matagal naghintay po siya sa akin. Kaya lang hindi ko na po naabutan, pero yung the fact na sinabing she's coming, she's on the way, then saka po siya pumanaw. So naniniwala po ako na yung mga mahal natin sa buhay, gusto nila kumpleto tayo. Kumpleto ang kanilang mga mahal sa buhay bago sila pumanaw. So naiiyak po ako. So ganun po yung Bishop.
Yes.
It's really true. Na kaya siguro sa ating mga anak, napamagulang din, yun, lalo na ang mga anak kasi marami ding mga anak ngayon talaga na mga so may na mga ganun, they wanted freedom whatever. Siguro yung pagmamahal sa magulang, wag nilang ibaliwala kasi yan yung sabi niyo nga kanina, yung mga nawala na time hindi na po babalik. So yan, yung aking po. That's very very true. So mahirap. Ang pagkawala po, it's both difficult for the one living and the one that is left, being left. So, magbasa muna tayo, Bishop, mga ulit, nandito din si Coach Frances. Marami po akong ka-coach dito, coaches.
Okay,
Si
sige,
Ed
go ahead.
Soren Tablada Soriano Jr. Bumabate. Si Coach Frances, our time on earth is temporary. Legacy building is a great way to be remembered. Ay, asan na? Andali, nawala. So, mag-share din po kayo. Ayan, sabi niya, our time on earth is temporary. Legacy building is a great way to be remembered. Not only by doing good deeds, but also to serve God and the proper stewardship on God's creations. Ayan po. So, thank you, Coach, for that sharing. So, we are really co-creators of God. So, katulad nga, nung nabanggit natin, sabi si Madam Gina, na He took care of our environment. So, as co-creators of God, we need to take care with one another. Take care of our brothers and sisters. Take care of our environment. Yun nga. Yun ang mga legacy. So, sabi nga ni Coach, sabi ni Bishop, dapat pag nawala tayo sa mundong ito, ano yung maiiwan natin? And of course, leaving the earth and going back to the Father is easy kapag handa tayo, readiness, handa tayo, nagawa na natin yung mission natin. Kasi ako, Bishop, naniniwala that yung parating sinasabi, naririnig ko sa simbahan, that life is a mission. That we are not born for nothing. That we are all born with a certain purpose. So, what is our purpose here in life? Ako, I was born to be a teacher. And so, I will die as a teacher. So, I will be a teacher not only inside the confines of the classroom, confine of the school, but I am a teacher outside. I am a teacher not necessarily in the teaching profession, but just like this, in writing a book, of course, in this talk show, then I am continuing and expanding to my mission on earth, which is to inspire and empower people in the means that I can give. Di pa ba, Bishop? So, magbabasa po ulit tayo kay si Sir Nick. Ito, suki ko si Sir Nick, watching from Dewey National High School. Ay, sorry, di ko. Ayan. And then si Madam Mariela. Suki ko na rin to. Mga school heads ito, mga Bishop. Mga school heads ng Bulinaw. So, watching from Bulinaw. Good AM to all. Okay, so ang next na question natin, Bishop. Ayan, wala. Hindi kasi din ako marunong, Bishop, kaya meron ako laging alala. Okay, kay Brad Bong, sabi niya, asan na si Brad Bong? The purpose of this life is to die empty. Yan po, Bishop. Ang parang advocacy po namin sa life coaching is we should die empty. So, iiwan lahat. Yung karunungan, kaalaman, kaya ako sinusulat ko na ang aking buhay, sinulat ko na, nalabas na ang aklat ko kasi wala akong dadalhin. Ito yung buhay ko, iwanan ko sa mundong ito. Kung ano man ang mapulot nilang aral, then ibibigay ko. Dahil hindi ko yan madadala sa sementeryo. So everything that I know, everything that I have, skills, talent, whatever, I will live on earth. So I will find ways on how to live everything on earth for me to die empty. Tama si Coach Bong. Yan ang aming advocacy, to die empty. So, third question, Bishop. Yes, Bishop.
May I add, dugtong ko doon, napakagandang idea yon. In my next book, because I'm going to write a sequel to this, I will include that. Die empty. Yeah. Die empty. I will give that as a chapter in my next book. Thank you. for that idea,
Oh.
which is true. Kasi,
Oh,
iiwanan mo
yes,
lahat.
diary. Oh, meron na
You're
kayong
not
librong
going to get
gagawin.
anything except our experiences, whatever good we have done, yun ang ating dadalhin in the afterlife. Yung accumulation
Yes.
of wealth, iwanan mo yan. So
Yes.
it is stupid, it's crazy na magiging mayaman ka dito sa mundo na pag
Yes.
namatay ka, milyones yung pera mo. Eh anong
Yes.
gagawin sa milyones? Dapat iiwanan lahat yan for the good of people.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you go to the third question. Sige na.
Yes, Bishop. So, die empty. Ako din, walang madadala. Wala akong kayamanan, Bishop. Kayamanan. Okay. So, siguro, Bishop, in your opinion or sa ating Christian belief or personal experience, whom do you think bears the heavier burden, the fear, and the sadness? The living or the one departing, or the living, the one being left?
Okay, I will tell a story. And well, it's it is on both parties. The one who is leaving and the one who is be left behind.
Yes.
Kasi because of the bond, no? Pag tayo in our lives, because of our bond with our loved ones, napakalalim. So the one who is dying does not want to leave behind his loved ones or her loved ones. The one who is left behind does not want to let go of the loved one. So remember, when my father was dying, of course my father was already ready. But my mother was not yet ready. And my mother was saying, Papa, Papa, don't give in, don't give in. And we had to remind our mother, Nanay, Nanay, Papa is ready to go home to the father. Palubusan mo, payagan mo na siya. Don't hold him.
Let go.
Yes. So he said, okay. So it works both ways. You know, there's a dynamics that goes on when a person is dying. The dying person is able to see, nararamdaman ng namamatay na tao kung ang kanyang mga kasama ayaw pa siyang payagan. And the dying person will try to hold on to life also. Pero pag yung around the dying person, they're already ready to sige po, we will bless you, punta na po kayo. Nahihirapan na po kayo. Pinapayagan po namin kayo pumunta na sa ating Ama. Okay na po kami maiiwanan. You know, a dying person oftentimes refuses to die, so to speak. Ang kanyang inaalala ay yung kanyang mga maiiwanan. Because a dying person still also saying, paano na kaya si Junior, si ganito. So, yan ang nag-hold sa person who is going to die when the person is not sure or inaalala pa niya yung mga iiwanan niya. So, kailangan may sort of dialogue, conversation between the dying and those who will be left behind. The dying will say, I am going, pagod na ako. Usually ganyan. You know, lalo na mga na-hospital, when your patient tells you, after a long stay in the hospital, uwi na tayo, sabi niya. I've heard this often about especially terminal patients, when they tell their family members, tama na, uwi na tayo. Huwag mo na ipagpipilitan pa na, sige pa, ito pa. Because the person is ready to go home. Not only sa bahay, kundi sa bahay sa Ama. Now, those who are living, yung mga maiiwanan, must also say, sige po, papunta na po kayo. Now, the question is sometimes the living, tulad mo, when your loved one, your mother or father is about to go, you are absent. That also happened with my father and with my mother. We were fortunate when my father was dying. When he was diagnosed kasi he was supposed to be on dialysis. Pero he opted not to go on dialysis because he was already 87 years old. Sabi niya, ilang taon na kung sakali mabubuhay. I'm ready naman to do. So he rejected. He agreed no more dialysis. So inuwi na namin. So but at least nung inuwi na namin, we had the chance to take care of him. Quality care na ibigay pa namin for 2 months before he passed away. Now my sister, si Dr. Carmen, was in the US. So when she was however in the US, yung sinabihan na namin na, naku, mga ilang, may tanning na si tatay in a few months siguro. Sabi niya, she had also to wait, may trabaho siya. But she had to constantly talk to our father. And in the days when my father began to say, uwi ka na, she understood that malapit na. So she had the good fortune to be able to reach and be able to come home before my father died. On the other end, my mother, nung namatay siya, it was also sudden. And some of my siblings, they were in Manila. And nag-aneurysm aneurysm and sudden. And we were able only to sustain a little bit her life. And when she was practically already comatose, unconscious, we were telling to our mama, Mama, sandali lang, wait ka lang, parating na si Junior, nanggaling lang sa Manila. So we were bargaining, we were talking to our mother who was already in the ventilator, ganon. And the doctors told us, pupunta na yan, mamamatay na aneurysm. But we talked to mother and said, Mama, wait lang, a few hours lang, on the way na. On the way na yung anak ninyo, yung bunso ninyo. And she waited. Fortunately, as soon as my youngest sibling came in, seconds lang, wala pang 1 minute eh. Because she should have gone home already a few hours before. On that very second, namatay din yung ating nanay. So there is a communication that is happening actually between a dying person and the family that will be left behind. And you know, ang tao ay body and soul, body and spirit. Kaya nga, kahit yung tao, lalo na yung long illness na parang namamatay na, naglalakbay na yung espiritu. Buhay pa, pero pwede siyang maglakbay na in a way. And so, we can communicate with a dying person even if you are abroad. So, for instance, so our advice to our listeners, yung nandun ka sa Saudi, nabalitaan mo, naku, nasa hospital na si nanay, mamamatay na. Hindi ka makakauwi. But you can communicate and you say from where your workplace in Dubai and say, Nanay, hindi po ako makauwi. Maintindihan nyo na sana. I love you. Uuwi ako if pag maayos ko, sisikapin ko po makauwi. Pero pag makahintay kayo, thank you po. Pero pag mahirapan po kayo, kung nanat kayo, darating na lang ako when the time comes. So that was exactly also like my sister. When my mother died, she was not around. But she said in the US, by prayer na lang, sa dasal, Nanay, hindi ko na kayo maabutan buhay. I know you're going to die because it's aneurysm. Sige na, Nanay, huwag niyo na akong hintayin. Darating din ako. And so my mother died. She did not wait. She waited for Marbunso dahil Manila lang. But my sister who was abroad, hindi niya na mahintay. But they had communication through prayer. So ganun po. For those who are left behind, it's best pag nandun ka mismo. Pero kung wala ka because of circumstances, you can still communicate. That's where our faith comes in. Kailangan dasal. Kung hindi ka marunong magdasal, yun po ang mahirap. Pero pag yung dasal becomes our communication for communicating with loved ones who are about to die. Okay, your end.
Bishop. Siguro Bishop, gusto ko ding maniwala na sa aking faith, no? Ewan ko kung ganun din sa ating Christian faith na ako, for how many times na na-prove ko two important things in my life na I need to make decision. Nakausap, although wala na yung mother ko, nasabi ko sa panaginip, through a dream, kakausapin niya ako. And I was able to write a short story regarding that, Across the Sea. Kasi talagang kinausap ako ng mother ko. No words, less words, pero ininterpret ko yung mga nakita ko sa panaginip ko. So naniwala ako, Bishop, na kapag nagdasal tayo at saka humingi tayo ng tulong sa kanila, kasi nung nag-novena ako, wala akong trabaho noon, on the ninth novena na nangyari ako sa mother ko, that was nagkataon na death anniversary niya, nagkaroon ako ng trabaho sa DepEd. Ganun po. Parang naniniwala ako na pag nanghingi tayo ng tulong ng mga patay, talaga pong matutulungan nila tayo. Ayan po. Ay, sir, sorry po, nawala na, lobat yata yung mga tanong ko kay Bishop susunod. Okay, kasi yung mga tanong ko nilagay ko. Magbasa muna tayo, Bishop.
Yes, sige, go ahead.
Sabi nga dito ulit, parang walang regrets habang may pagkakataon pa, express your love habang buhay pa sila. So it's true. From Brad Bong yan. And then from Coach Frances, yung isa. Nalubat kasi yung tanong ko andun. Excuse me. Sabi niya, para walang, ano ba yun? Ang hirap, hindi ako marunong. Letting go is not easy, as well as leaving everything and everyone behind. Forgiveness and Thanksgiving. So, okay na lang siguro, sir. Dito ko na lang hanapin mamaya yung next question ko kay Bishop. So, ang communication, that's really very, very true, Bishop. Sa Christian faith natin na andyan pa, kahit napatay na, andyan pa yung nagpaparamdam, yung kaluluwa, ganun po ba, Bishop? Na talagang totoo yun siguro, na parang marinig mo, kasi andyan pa talaga na may sasabihin. So tama ba yun, Bishop? Lalo kapag nabigla at wala talagang nasabi, talaga pong magpaparamdam sila. Ganun po ba yun, Bishop?
Yes.
Oo. So, wait lang, ang next na tanong ko. So, pwede mo na kayong dyan, bisa hinanap ko yung next na, what's my next?
Yes.
Sige. Okay. Rest lang tayo sa iyo. Pakihanap nga yung library. So, Bishop, ang natin ngayon? Siguro, pwede na tayo, patapos na tayo. Final word na lang. Final word sa ating mga viewers, at sa mga lahat na mapakinig natin, subscribers.
Yes.
Wait lang po. Pakiiwan na po yung ating mensahe.
So, to our viewers, thank you, Dr. Esme. We were able to discuss some beautiful points in our book, Going Home to the Father. Marami pa pong ibang mga items that can be found in this book. We would recommend, and I would be very happy if you get a chance to acquire this book. Itong libro po na ito is not actually just a book to be read. It is more of a book that accompanies us either in preparing for death of a loved one or a loved one who has gone ahead. Kasi kung minsan po, yung lalo na sabi mo na kanina, kung minsan biglaan yung mamamatay ng mahal natin sa buhay. Hindi tayo nagkataon ng pagkakataon na may masabi ang ating goodbyes, ang ating pasasalamat, ang ating pagmamahal, ang pagpapatawan. So if we have failed to do that before they passed away, we can still do that after in the grieving period. So if you are interested, we suggest you get this book. SPA has a few of these, and more can be issued to you through the library for your
Yes, Bishop.
access to Life Library. And perhaps
Yes.
as we are about to wrap up this program, I would like us to go back to our favorite poem when still
Yes.
you can
Siyempre.
remember.
Recite na tayo, Bishop.
Okay, sige.
Okay, ready?
Which one?
Ayan, ready na tayo,
Ready?
Bishop? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
Invictus. Ay, hindi
Okay.
yata-
Out of the
ito
depths
na.
that covers me, black as the pit
Black
from
as
pole
as
to
the pit,
pole.
from pole to
And time
pole.
to go.
I
I
thank
thank
whatever
whatever
gods
may be
may be
for my
for my
uncomparable sin.
uncomparable soul in the
And if
fell
I
clutch
touch
of
of
circumstance.
circumstance, I have
I
not
have
winced
not
nor
winced
cried aloud.
nor cried aloud under the bludgeonings of chance. My head is
My
bloody,
head is
but,
bloody, but unbowed.
but unbowed. Beyond this
Beyond
place
this place of wrath and
of
tears,
wrath and tears looms,
but the
but the
horrors
horror
of
of
the
the
day,
day, and yet the
the menace
menace
of the
of the
years,
years finds
find
and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged the punishment with
the
scrolls.
scroll.
Sabi tayo, Bishop.
Yes, I
I am the
am the
master
master of my fate.
of
I
my
am
fate.
the
I am the master of my soul.
captain of my soul.
Of my soul.
In
So thank you, Bishop, for that wonderful poem. Alam mo, parati ko po kasing nire-recite yan kapag nanghihina na
Yes.
ako to really get strength. I really got strength from that poem.
Yeah.
Kaya nga po
So,
kahapon, ni-recite ko din po yan. Ni-recite ko po yan. So, dyan lang po kayo, Bishop, hanggang sa mag-end ako. Pero thank you very much for really responding to my invitation na napakadali po nating napakadali ko po kayong na-invite na although I know that you are a busy person pero nag-yes kayo kaagad. So yun po yung libro po ni Bishop siguro sa Life Library or sa Talk Life channel sa mga mag-order si Talk Life channel na lang po ang mag-i-in-charge diyan. So ito po Bishop, panoorin natin yung itiniro yung poem sa akin kung paano ko siya i-interpret. Paano to, sir? Pindutin ko lang. Ayan. Wait lang. Hindi ko alam. Ang hirap naman. This is your host, Dr. Ismenia C. Celeste, saying, let's continue to inspire and empower each other in building a nation and God's kingdom here on earth. Let's continue to dream and succeed with God as our leading partner. See you next Sunday. Bye!